Hey guys, Mike the Vike here, back for yet another Rust update video. This week we got some very substantial changes to the recoil system yet again. The Icebergs are making a return to the game. We have not seen these in a very long time. If you enjoy these Rust update videos, please leave a like on the video, helps quite a lot. So with the previous recoil system, there was a thing called an aim cone. People didn't like this because it added a little bit of RNG to recoil, meaning the recoil was sort of randomly generated and you had no control where the gun was going to aim. Very similar to real life, you know, you don't know where that thing's going to go. But anyways, people don't like that because they want to be able to learn recoil. So they've added a thing pretty similar to CSGO or something like that. The recoil has a repeatable and consistent pattern which you can learn and get better at. Firstly, this change is only on the LR and the MP5 for now, just because they're testing it. Here's a look at the recoil. Now this is the first iteration of the recoil, but this is a very basic setup. It just goes high and to the left, and then it goes off to the right a little bit. So of course, you can counter this by initially aiming a little bit to the right, and then aiming a little bit to the left. Very simple. So I will attempt, and then a little bit to the left, and there you go. So that's my first attempt here at controlling that recoil. As you can see, did a pretty decent job. I think that's doable. Let's try the LR. Okay, so we go up and to the right, and then it bounces back and forth between left and right. So I'm gonna go left and then wiggle a little bit, and it looks like I got a decent little pattern there too. So I guess this is good because it means you'll be able to learn recoil, and even someone like me who barely plays this game was able to control the thing, which is good. Now, of course, this is the first iteration of the recoil, and they said that it's very likely that this will change and maybe become more tricky. The ore minigame thing got a little revamp. The new spots that are faster, they'll appear close to the previous one so that you can jump from each one really easily. Previously, you would be looking all the way around the rock and it wasn't as nice. So this makes it even faster to mine an ore. You'll also notice that the new textures for the rocks are rolled out. They definitely look a lot more different compared to a regular rock. You know, I remember early game I would get confused between the two of them. So now really there's not much chance. They have a distinct look and definitely an improvement. They've also messed around a bit with survey craters. So usually, you know, you toss these things around, you're looking for a little crater. So now when I go over to this crater, I can perform an analysis. Very scientific. I press E. Oh, I hold E, my bad. And now I receive a wonderful note, and it tells me that I will be getting 95.7 stone per minute, which is actually pretty cool. That's a very specific number, so you could calculate the heck out of this if you wanted to. Oh, I can just perform another analysis? That could be abused! They should probably add a limit to that, I'm just saying. I wouldn't want people spamming these around, lagging out servers, but that's just me. Literally, imagine like 20 people around this little crater thing. They all start dropping those papers at once. Boom! You got a crashed server, I'm just saying. The quarries that you find at warehouses will now yield 5 times as much as a standard quarry. This should mean that people will be fighting a lot more for the quarries at these warehouses. You'll want to be able to hold these off. Of course, you won't be able to build around them, so you really got to secure this thing. I definitely think this is a great idea because it's going to make these more competitive. They've also changed up the resources you get from quarries. You will now only be able to get metal ore from a quarry in the forest biome. Sulfur will only be from the desert biome, and high quality metal will only be from the winter biome. So this means you're going to have quarries in lots of different areas in order to get everything you need. Previously, if you got the right quarry, it would get absolutely everything you want, which is probably OP. But they also increased the amount of materials that you get per quarry, so whatever resource you find, you'll get more of. Andre rolled out a new version of the world generation system. This hasn't actually been rolled out for quite a while, but the objective here was to make roads look a lot more normal, so you'll see proper T and Y intersections like this one. I guess he wanted to make roads look a little bit more normal and proper, and I think he succeeded. This week, icebergs are making a really big comeback. You can now build on them with ladders, and of course you can build a base on them. As per usual, getting onto the iceberg is definitely tricky, but once you're up there, you've got a pretty awesome base. So to start building on these, you gotta actually swim all the way out here, good luck with that, and then you gotta place your ladders. Once you get close enough, you can start placing your ladders, and you can gradually start to go up, and here we go. It's a little bit glitchy, I don't know. Oh, I just fell, oh no. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. Am I hacking? Are my hacks on? Almost there. Oh, jeez! Why does this keep happening? I keep falling. What the heck, man? Okay, that's not working. I'm gonna try a different angle. I think it's because of the curve on that iceberg. Oh, look, we got a gentleman trying to do this himself. I'm just gonna kind of show up and show him what's up. Hi there. Oh, he's got his double barrel out. Look at him go. He's just ready. I'm just admin abusing. It's all good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're almost there. Oh, come on. Come on. Yes. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Okay, so it actually is doable. Jesus, that was really difficult, though. But eventually I got to the top. So, can we build? That's the question. And yes, we sure can, which is pretty cool. Now, the reason these were taken out previously was because once you got TC access on the top, people were never really able to actually raid these things. It was really, really difficult. So now that you can actually place ladders anywhere, they're not so impenetrable. Of course, if you set up enough turrets on the top aiming down, it will still be a really, really nice base, but not as OP as before. Andre is making some more progress on optimization this week. Sounds like you won't need quite as much RAM or VRAM to run the game decently. I don't think this is fully rolled out yet though. You may remember the scientist NPC and the new AI system. Well, it sounds like it's not done for this week. Paul is just not quite there yet, but he's very, very close. The rendering system had a little bit of tweaking done to it. You could see that the shadows and stuff look a lot more natural. And quote-unquote, as the artist originally intended, which is very cool and proper, I respect that. Overall though, it just looks better than before, it looks more realistic, so I approve. The makeshift backpack is almost done. You can see that the model is making some good progress. Now Thomas decided that the arm straps were a little bit too ordinary, so he made one of the straps out of jumper cables, which definitely looks realistic. He also made it look a little bit more full, and like there was something actually in it. I think it looks great. I can't wait to see this in game. Vincent is now working on something he calls smalluments. The idea here is instead of having only these really, really massive monuments, such as the rocket site, which took months, he wants to roll out a whole bunch of little ones, which are easier to push out, but also add a lot more variety to the environment. Now, working towards this, you can see these cobalt offices, which are actually viewable on the rocket site, but I believe that these assets will be rolled out onto other smalluments in the future. They definitely look cool. He was going for a 60s and 70s style, kind of retro. I think it fits. From some of the older concepts, though, you can see they've got a gas station and then also a little supermarket. I think this is really, really cool. It's going to create more variety, more places to loot. I like it. Okay, I'm just joining a vanilla server for this next one. The only one that had a reasonably low queue was the Russian server. I'm very excited. So, Gary decided he needs more things that makes it easier for fresh players to understand what the hell's going on in Rust. I wouldn't say Rust is the easiest game to learn as a new player. You really have to rely on things like YouTube. So to keep people actually in the game... Suka, no, no, no! So, you can see on the top left, I have a task list. And this is going to help fresh players, figure out what the heck to do. So, my first objective is harvest 100 wood. I have this thing, it's in my hands, it's a rock, and I can now hit this tree. Very, very intuitive. I would do that right away. And, assuming I don't die, boom! I have harvested 100 wood and now I'm going to die! So you can see I got a nice fancy achievement, and I've harvested 100 wood. Next up, I have to craft a campfire in the middle of the day, very important. And boom, I've officially made a campfire. Objective 2, I have to place it now. Objective 3. Kaboom, I've placed campfire and earned achievement. I hear Rust XP level up sound. Very nostalgic. Next up, I need 100 stone. Okay, I give up finding this stone, but you get the idea. It's just a nice little task list for fresh players. They're gonna figure out, oh yeah, hatchets for hitting things. Harvesting stone is important. Now this task list thing is only available on official servers only. Makes sense because on modded or community servers, you can really mess around a lot and the task list may not really make sense. Oi! Oi! Hold up. Playing Minecraft right now. Hang on, I have to kill this man. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for this week. I think it's a pretty solid update. The recoil system will no doubt be controversial once again. People love to argue, I guess, so that's cool. Anywho, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Lots more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Boom!